Okay, it's Squawka comparison time. It's battle of the number 10s. We've got James from Squawka.com here to talk us through Cesc Fabregas versus Mesut Ozil versus Raheem Sterling, David Silva and Juan Mata. Thoughts straight off the bat?
Well, Cesc Fabregas obviously started the season in fantastic form. He looks like the missing piece for Chelsea. Yeah. Just behind Diego Costa, playing that number 10 role. He's not being shunted out wide like he was at Barcelona. He's not being asked to do things that aren't great for his game. He's got 4 assists already, which is the joint lead in the Premier League with Gylfi Sigurdsson. So he's settled in fantastically well already.
Yeah. So we should have had Gylfi on the list. Yeah. Andy, I mean, I think initially when obviously we were talking about building this in, we were talking about like maybe Coutinho in for Liverpool, but Raheem Sterling's come in and he's played a lot more in that number sort of 10 role, and he's, you know, just judging on the stats, his take-ons, his total shots is better. He scored a couple of goals as well, more than any of the other contenders. He's actually starting to make that position his own.
Yeah, I think so. And I think if you look at the numbers here, Fabregas and Sterling, it reflects the freedom they get within the team structure. Fabregas, it was quite interesting, of course, in the first game against Burnley, he started a little bit deeper next to Matic, but got the opportunity to burst, of course, because they were playing weaker opposition. Yeah. But the less he has to think about, like James was saying, if all he has to do is have that freedom to make the runs, make the decisive passes, that's what he manages to do. He said in an interview a few years back, he was lamenting that at Barcelona everything was very mechanised, whereas all he ever remembered Wenger doing on the touchline was going, Cesc, forward,
do something.
Yeah, I think that sort of freedom that he gets, you can see he's loving it, just like Sterling is, almost a Coutinho.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the names and a cursory glance at the stats, Emil, who would you prefer if you had to pick a number 10 in your side? Who would it be of these?
Out of these, you're looking at Cesc, obviously, and David Silva. Yeah. David Silva is the one that stands out for me. You know, over the years of watching him, he's just come into his own. He's so fluent with the way he plays. It's very surprising that I've seen this. He's got no assists. Yeah. Which is surprising for me because of the way I know he plays and the way he can play. But looking at it now, you know, Cesc is a league above a lot of people at the minute. He's playing with a lot of confidence. You can see that within his game. His passing ability and his passing range is amazing. So and they're getting the best out of him. They're showing that as long as you give him the freedom to express himself, you're going to get the best out of him.
Yeah, James, just looking ahead to the rest of the season, it's still very early doors, you know, not too many things can be drawn from the stats of after 2 or 3 games, but who would you expect to come out on top in the Squawka comparison matrix come the end of the season?
In terms of chances created, I think Cesc is probably a banker. Mesut Ozil always creates a lot of chances, but the problem with converting them into assists has been the quality of striker he's been providing. Yes. Giroud's he's a very runs kind of striker. He'll go on a good run 6 games and then that'll be it for 12 games. But Cesc has Diego Costa to rely on, so that'll make a big difference. Raheem Sterling, I think this is his breakout season. This is where he steps up that extra level just before world class. I think he'll be the one to watch out of these 5.
Yeah, and Juan Mata probably not even going to make it into that Man United team at the looks of things. So there you go. Don't forget, if you want to do some of your own Squawka comparisons, you can use the Squawka comparison matrix on Squawka.com.
Now they've got a dilemma where they've got to try and keep everyone happy. And that's why everyone's saying that he could be the one to part way. They've got a phenomenal player there. Like you say, he started the first 3 games.